Are the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry all the way back? Is this the last chance for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum in Boston to win a title? And the NBA is just better when the Knicks are relevant. This is Hoop Talks. What is up, everybody, and happy Monday. This is Hoop Talks. Jelani Goodridge-Reid, Justin Pooni. Noor Zainab is on vacation.
That's right.
In, I think Vegas, right?
Vegas. She's outside.
Yeah, she's outside. She wasn't at the Tank and Ryan Garcia fight.
No, she wasn't.
No.
I was looking for her. I was looking for her, but I couldn't find her.
I knew she wasn't going to be there. She thought it was a UFC fight the day before.
Oh, damn.
Anyway, Noor will be back on Wednesday. So now, Jelani, let's just dive right into it. It was a crazy weekend in the NBA, crazy weekend across the land in the association. The Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
By the skin of their teeth, defeated the Sacramento Kings to even the series up. I did predict once they went down 0-2 that they would win 4 straight. And look, hey.
You did say that.
It's looking kind of nice. But I want to talk, because, of course, today is the Ballers Club. I want to talk about Steph Curry. He is my first baller. Steph last night, 11 for 22, 5 3-pointers, 32 points. So, Jelani, my question to you is this. After what you've seen the last 2 games from the Warriors, are they back, and are they now the favorite to come out of the West?
I think the game where Draymond didn't play, that was basically the game where Steve Kerr figured out how do we beat these guys, right? And now that Draymond came back, the energy was there. Obviously, he helped the guys out. Steph, we know what to expect from Steph Curry this time of year, so I was not shocked. I know what happened late, okay, with the timeout looking like
Chris Webber, Michigan.
Yeah, in that championship.
Sorry. That was against Carolina, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
So we always thank him. We always thank him for that. Thank you, Chris. But yeah, he did that, right? But throughout the game, Steph was Steph. But I do think that game 3, where Draymond wasn't there, they did win that game, obviously, kept their season alive. Because if they drop that, obviously 3-0, you're down, you're gonna be out. But they figured out a way, the game plan, how to set it up. So now the question is, can they go to Sacramento? They have to win in Sacramento to move on. So that's the question.
And I think going back to that time, Steve Kerr took all the blame for that, I guess, because when they challenged I think it was one of the Kevon Looney fouls.
They should not have challenged that.
They should have challenged it, but they challenged it, and then they lost track of timeouts. But there's assistant coaches there that should know that there are timeouts, right? And what the timeout situation is. And nobody relayed that to Steph Curry. I get it. Steph's in the zone. He's probably not be paying attention to all the challenges and stuff like that. But still, you have to make sure that your best player knows what the timeout situation is like, especially in the end of games. Draymond Green came off the bench. He, played very well. Draymond last night actually filled 31 minutes, 3 for 14 shooting, which was kind of garbage, but 6 for 6 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 12 points. Draymond affected all, and then of course he played that defense on De'Aaron Fox at the end of the game, forcing him to pass the ball up to Harrison Barnes. And one thing I will, before I pass to you about Draymond's performance, the one thing I want to say about that is, why in the NBA is it so necessary for people to jack up threes when you're only down 1?
That's a very good question.
Like,
Justin.
you can go for 2. You can drive it to the lane, get a higher percentage shot. Right? And I get the time was running out and stuff like that, but still, Harrison Barnes could have taken another step or 2 inside, got an easier look, or even drawn a foul and, gone to the line. And
no, I see that all the time. Like, even Doris Burke was mentioning it. Like, why are you rushing this, right? And it was a step back, Jay, from downtown. It wasn't a good look. And then even a couple of possessions before, we had Malik Monk on a fast break. He could have settled it down. Like, I know it's less than a minute left, right? But could have settled it down. But he wanted to, put up a 2, right? A layup. But it was highly contested. 2 guys right there. So I think at times, guys just lose their way. They see that there's less than a minute left. I get it. 3's more than 2, but at the same time, you got to be smart about it, right? So I think a lot of the time we see it every game. People jack up random 3s, but I think the Kings at the end of that game, they did show me how they could win, right? And they got the clutch player of the year.
They were down by a big number, and they kept on coming back, and coming back, and coming back. And credit to them. The Sacramento Kings have impressed me a lot this playoff run, especially De'Aaron Fox. 38 points last night. He had 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He only had 3 turnovers too, and the ball's in his hands a lot. De'Aaron Fox and Steph Curry have been trading blow for blow. It's like watching a heavyweight fight, right? The way these 2 guys have been going at it, it has been must-see TV. And again, it's Steph Curry. It's hard to get one up on him. And again, I think the Warriors, if they can go in to Sacramento and win a road game, Jelani, it's curtains. It's game over.
They have to. I mean,
they're gonna have to
there's
eventually,
three
right?
games left. 2 of them will be at Golden One Center.
Would you
So-
say that this is the best series so
Oh
far?
yeah.
in
Oh,
the first
there's no
round?
doubt, and that's the tough part about it is the injuries. To
Mm-hmm.
other series. Phoenix and LA, that was looking nice, but now no. But aside from maybe like the Knicks, is just because of that aura and the
We'll touch on
crowd.
that.
We'll touch on that later,
Yeah.
but it's definitely this one. This one's gonna be a classic.
Yeah,
series.
this one, and I think it's great because you have the dynastic team of this past decade
Yes.
and a team that hasn't been in the playoffs, since 2006.
Yeah.
Since when our fellow colleague Albert Vartanian graduated high school, right? That's how long it's been. And I think they're both Northern California.
Yeah.
The whole stomp added into it, all of that
This
stuff.
could be a new rivalry.
It could be. Now it's
you know
gonna
what
have
I'm
to
saying?
continue on.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I want to get last thing with the Warriors is this. I want to get your opinion on this. I think this is Draymond's last year in Golden State, right? I think Bob Myers, we don't know what his situation is going to be like. Then if Bob Myers leaves, what happens with Steve Kerr? And I want to ask you, if they don't win the title, how different do the Golden State Warriors look next year?
A very good question. I think there will be changes. Obviously, you're going to keep a guy like Steph Curry. Obviously,
And
that's like you wouldn't trade
Steph
Kobe
and Clay are
Bryant.
Warriors
You
for
wouldn't-
life.
Yeah, you wouldn't trade Kobe Bryant after all those years with the Lakers, right? But I think if Myers leaves, right, there's going to be questions about Kerr. I think Kerr would stay, in my opinion, because he's been there for a long time. I don't think they want to move off of him. But then, yeah, Draymond, I think it's over. Whether they win it all or not, I think he's gone.
That's
right?
he's done.
I just think he's done, and he's going to be with his boy LeBron James
Oh,
in
man.
Los Angeles. We know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen, right? And then you got the thing with Klay Thompson. He might want some more money. I don't know if they want to give him that cash.
I think Clay is safe in Golden State. He's that guy that him and Steph are the Splash Bros, right?
But unless he asks for too much,
But I don't.
like,
Klay
it
don't-
has to be the right price.
Clay doesn't strike me as that guy, right? I think Clay wants to stay in the Bay Area with Steph. Those two guys are just going to be Warriors for life. Like that's.
And I think they should pick up somebody else, right? Because
Like,
this
yeah.
group is good, but I still think there could be more.
like
on
like
this team.
Ginobili and Duncan were Spurs for life, and
Yeah,
Tony
I see
Parker
that,
kind
I
of
see that.
did his own thing. I think I see that the same thing.
Yeah.
Steph and Clay will be Warrior for life, and then Draymond, he'll always be a Warrior, but he's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
finish his career
I
elsewhere.
don't
Now,
mind.
let's go down to the ATL, where the Boston Celtics avenged a Game 3 loss and came out with a 129-121 victory. Big win. The Atlanta Hawks actually had a great third quarter,
They did.
and it looked like it was going to be a close game. But I want to talk about the Killer Jays, as I just anointed them. Not the Killer Bees, the Killer
Jays.
Jays. I'm talking about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Both had 31 points last night in the victory. Tatum was 8 for 20, not his most efficient night. While Jaylen Brown was a bit more efficient, 12 for 22. Again, I just think that Jason Tatum's been struggling from the three-point line a lot this second half of the season, and Jaylen Brown, he's been more selective with the shot process. I think who else had a nice game? Marcus Smart had 19 points. Derek White at 18 points. Malcolm Brogdon at 14. Robert Williams at 13. So they got some nice balance, but they're, of course, led by the Killer Jays. Now, there's a lot of we're talking about the Warriors and a lot of question marks. There's a lot of question marks about Jaylen Brown, and is he happy in Boston? Yeah. If he doesn't get that All NBA nod and get that super max eligibility, does he leave Boston after this year? Because he's been very public about how he doesn't really want to be around. And then if he leaves, this is really their last opportunity to win a title with these two guys.
Yeah, for sure. If he departs, then they're gonna look a bit different, right? They're still gonna have Tatum, but I think they're gonna have to figure out a way to get somebody else in, a star. But I think Jalen stays, man.
You think so?
Despite the fact that the reports have been out about his willingness to probably leave, and the fact that he doesn't always seem too happy about the
Being
Boston and the environment there. I get that, but I do think he wants to win with Tatum. I truly believe that. And I remember a couple years ago, a lot of people wanted one of these guys to be shipped off. I never felt that was smart. I felt like they should have kept these two together because I do believe they can win a championship together, right? So I think
they came a couple games short just last year.
Yeah, that's true. So I think they will stay together. I do think Jaylen Brown remains a Celtic. Now, if he does leave, if he does leave, I'm looking at the team he's playing right now.
The Atlanta Hawks.
I think that would be
he's
perfect
an Atlanta
spot.
guy.
I think
right?
it'd be a perfect spot for it, right?
Him and DeJounte.
You never know because that's
a backcourt there. That'll be very, very nice.
That's right. And the stuff about Trae Young probably moving off of him. I don't know if I agree with that.
Trae Young in Boston with Jason Tatum.
Wow.
Look at us. We're
just giving these guys ideas.
I don't know if Trae Young would fit in Boston though. I mean, New York fans would love it.
Oh my gosh, yes. But no, I think the overall theme here. I do think he stays there in Boston because they have something. They have something special here, and I think they can win. The East, it's them, it's Giannis, Embiid there too, but I think they got a shot.
I think, look, I'm a big believer in where there's smoke, there's a fire, and I think there's been a lot of smoke from Jaylen Brown about not wanting to be and not happy in Boston.
Fair.
I think him constantly being in trade rumors and him constantly being the guy, like whether it's the Kevin Durant trade or whatever possible trade package to get another star into Boston, always includes him. He's always the first guy to be mentioned to be shipped out of town. And I think he feels a certain type of way about that because it's very evident that the Celtics franchise belongs to Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And Jaylen Brown, to his own right, is an all-star caliber player, all-NBA caliber player. There's a reason why he's going to be in line, if he does make all-NBA, to get a super max deal.
Right.
Does he maybe want to feel like, I want my own team? I want to change the scenery. I want to have more of a prominent role. Maybe,
right? Because we've seen it with stars before.
We've seen it time and time again. And I think the biggest thing about Jaylen Brown is, I think he might want to. I think he's that guy. He's got supreme confidence. He might not say a lot in the media, but you see the way he plays when he goes on the ice. Not the ice, the court. The court, he has that ultimate confidence, and when the ball's in his hand, he wants those last shots. He wants to be the guy in the big moments, and I think if things don't pan out in the playoffs this year for the Celtics, it might be he might just go to management. Hey, look, like, respect to all of you guys, had a great time here, but I want to try something more. I want to sink my teeth into something bigger, and I think this is a critical playoff run for the Celtics. So they want to maximize his duel because their days might be numbered.
I think if he does leave, I'm also looking at maybe Brooklyn. Brooklyn could use a guy like that.
Toronto,
I would love him in Toronto, right? Because he's a shot creator. He's a guy that's a star, bona fide star. So I would look at that too, especially if Udoka comes in. Who knows? We don't know. But I think Jaylen Brown moving forward, he does want to win a ring, obviously. I do think his best opportunity is with Jason Tatum in Boston. They were nearly champions last year, and he actually did outplay Tatum.
He did
in the finals last year.
Did.
I know Tatum had the injury and stuff, but whatever. But yeah, I think Jaylen Brown, I understand your point though, with how he sees the value with Tatum and everybody talking about Tatum. Mm-hmm. He might, deep down, he might be feeling some type of way, which might push him out the door moving forward.
Yeah.
But deep down, I think that he's going to be a Celtic. Now
we're gonna end off this segment on a happy note. The New York Knicks are 3-1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Go New York, go New York, go. And I got to say, Jelani, their fans are so lit. And I'm not even a Knicks fan, but just watching their fans turn up makes you want to become a Knicks fan and cheer for the Knicks fans. If you haven't seen, here's what they're up to yesterday afternoon.
Go, Spidey! Don't you win! Don't you win two games!
Jeez, man.
Of course, if you don't know, he's calling on Donovan Mitchell, Spider Mitchell.
Right.
Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Of course, that was the guy that made KD. Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Famous. Jelani, the NBA is just so much better when the Knicks are in the playoffs. They're winning in the playoffs and they're relevant. Mm-hmm. And there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The way that crowd, the Garden is so electric. All the stars are out there. Yes. I will say this. If the Knicks are relevant and they're good, I'd much rather watch a game at MSG than the Crip anytime. People always talk about how LA has all the stars and stuff like that. New York, the Knicks haven't been good a lot lately, right? But once the Knicks are good, all those stars are going to be out at the Garden, and it's different. The vibe is different. The crowd is different. They're more into it. The LA crowd is a lot more posh and a lot more quiet. That New York crowd is rowdy. They get on you. They believe in that team. They're chanting RJ. They're still chanting F. Trey Young like how many years later, right? I love it. Jelani, your thoughts on the New York crowd, because you have ties to the New York area.
I do. I was there in January.
You were just there.
Yeah, and Mom and we were talking about probably going back.
Yeah.
Around this time of year, but didn't happen. But should have, because you're looking at this crowd, right? You're looking at just the aura of MSG. It's different. Mm-hmm. And you talked about crip, and I don't even compare the two.
No,
because like you said, the crowds are just different, right? Everyone's trying to feel nice in LA. You know, it's laid back. These guys
too cool for school type.
It's basically that.
Yeah.
Right. And I love when all the superstars are sitting courtside,
Yeah.
you know, in MSG. And the fans, you can hear them from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
They're singing RJ Barrett's name. RJ Barrett. You're talking about Brunson, what he's done for that
Absolutely.
city. Hart as well. Hart, he's been one of the best pickups.
Isaiah Hartenstein, you know.
Hartenstein. So I love it. And I think, like you said, it's better when the Knicks are good.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the Knicks and the Bulls. Those are two teams that have to be relevant for the NBA to, you know, really succeed. I feel, right? So you never know. Right now they're up 3-1.
Look, man.
You're up 3-1 right now. Next series, right? I know Giannis is coming back. You never know.
You never
right?
know.
You never
know what's gonna happen.
If they play the Bucks, okay, they're gonna lose.
But
right?
still, just see Giannis in the Garden and playing like
and the fact that they would make the second round, they haven't made it in a decade.
Since
right?
when they played the Heat.
Yeah, this would only be the second time since that championship. You know, since they went to the finals in '99. So it's been a long time. They're starving, and that's why I love that scene out there. Right? There's like 8th Avenue. I was at a hotel at 9th. It's not too far from there. Penn Station's popping right now. I love it.
Look. Me and Jelani might be at MSG on Friday night for Game 6. We could be.
We
might just blow a bag and be at MSG on Friday night to celebrate with the Knicks fans, and maybe we'll get posted up.
This guy will be in the Montclair.
Me and Spike Lee are gonna be posted up courtside. Spike, what is it? Blue and orange skies.
Orange and blue.
Orange and skies. That's it.
Yes.
This has been Hoop Talks, everybody. We will catch you on Wednesday.